4.3 million people use the subway every single day. Each person has a story to tell. Some people go their entire lives and still not find out what they want to do. So that was a huge blessing for me to know, like early on, like right away, first grade, my teacher would ask me, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? And it was always, I'm gonna be an artist. Hi, I'm Devon, and this is StoryTrender.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! Yeah, I was building on the lecture. Verses coming, future is yours. Go!
So I first started sketching people on the subway in 2011 when my art teacher showed me his sketchbooks, and he had a bunch of sketches of people on the subway, and I was so inspired by that. So I started sketching people, but at the time I was getting yelled at a lot and getting weird stares, so I kind of stopped. So after the pandemic started, I wanted to capture people wearing their masks, since the mask changed the entire portrait of the subway. And I was always so used to staring at people's faces and thinking about how I would paint them, how I would draw them. So I wanted to capture a bunch of people, but my paintings take so long that I don't think I would have had time to get to them. So I thought, let me just start sketching people again. I try to pick the most interesting person to me, but it's kind of hard. There's a factor of getting caught by people, so I usually go for who's the easiest person to draw, who's like really far away or who's not looking at me. And then I go by like who's the most interesting, the body language, like which person tells me a story, you know, just by how they're sitting or like their clothing or their mood. I try to find whatever face and character is telling me a story, and whatever person I could you know, think about their lives and capture that. So I grew up in the South Bronx in Mott Haven, and my area is like the poorest district in the U.S. So I didn't grow up with much resources and many privileges. I went to like some of the worst public schools here, like with the most like bad influences around me and stuff. But art was always there to save me. Like I knew that art was gonna save me. I knew I had that, and I always held on to it. My friends that drew, they always drew graffiti, so that's what I was heavily influenced by for a long time. And then at age 13, I got arrested for doing graffiti. And so I was like, I don't really want to do this anymore. So I applied to the High School of Art and Design, which is in Midtown Manhattan. And to get into that school, you need to audition and show your portfolio. And I didn't have any of the stuff they wanted. They wanted like these graphite drawings. I didn't even know what a graphite drawing was. So my whole portfolio was drawn with a pencil and Crayola crayons, which is like super amateur. I got rejected my first year, and then I had to go to SAMU Gompers, which was a zone school in the South Bronx, which ended up getting shut down. I had an art teacher there named Jeremy Harper, and he's the guy that showed me his sketchbook and showed me the subway sketches that he did. And I was so inspired, and I told him like, hey, I didn't want to be in this school, like I wanted to go to art and design. I had one more chance to apply to art and design and get in as a 10th grader. They only accept 9th graders and 10th graders. So he worked on my portfolio with me for 6 months, teaching me the fundamentals of drawing, perspective, contour drawing, cross-hatching, hatching, shading, graphite pencils, all the shades of the pencils, color mixing, all this stuff that I had no idea about. And when I went to the first audition, all these other kids showed me their portfolio. I knew like I'm not there yet. I went to the second audition, got in, and then I learned everything there that I know now, and it changed my life forever. I got on TikTok about 3 months ago, and I started off posting my painting content, painting portraits and stuff, and the views were decent. It wasn't like anything crazy. And then I thought, you know, I should go back to my roots and draw people on the subway. I posted the video on TikTok. The first one was 6 million views. Posted another one the next day. It was like 8 million views. This is something that I've been doing for years, so I'm happy. Something that is natural to me is taking off, you know?
I just bought a new whip. Spend a couple thousand just to cruise it. Shawty said she love me, but I swear she'll never prove it. I never tell her, but I put it in the music. Well, that's okay. All I wanna do is make the best of my whole day.
So I went from TikTok to Funny Hood Vids to CNN. And then people started to tell me that Andrew Cuomo was including my drawings on his nightly emails. And he sends out these emails every night to New Yorkers to update them on the pandemic. And then at the bottom, he has a deep breath moment where it's called the deep breath moment, where he like speaks about something positive to relieve people of all the negative news about the pandemic. And his deep breath moment was about, he wrote like, oh, there's this young artist, Devon Rodriguez. He captures people on the subway wearing their mask. You know, it was just amazing to see that Andrew Cuomo wrote about me and included my drawings to New Yorkers. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I just thought it was amazing that it came from TikTok to a meme page to CNN to Andrew Cuomo to New York City. Every artist wants their work to be seen and appreciated, so there's a lot of that. Like getting so many eyeballs on my work is amazing. But at the same time, you know, I come from the South Bronx. You know, I come from poverty and I grew up around a lot of violence and stuff. So TikTok, there's a lot of younger people on it. So, and I still think of myself as a young person. I'm 24 years old, so I want to start putting out my story and where I come from and how I rose up, and I want to inspire like the youth. So that's a big highlight for me to have so many people write to me and tell me like, oh, you inspire me. I started drawing, or like they'll send me a photo of like all these art supplies. They're like, oh my God, you made me go out and buy these art supplies. I'm gonna become just like you. So that's a huge highlight to me. I don't know what's gonna come of the future. I would have never thought that all of these followers and fame and viralness, I would have never thought this would have came within the next 5 years or the next 10 years. So I'm satisfied with what happened, and I don't know what's happening next, but whatever happens, happens.
Rocking all the same things. Say you need me, but you really trying to change lanes.